Good evening, everybody. It is Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. Want to give you an update on the hurricane threat for Jamaica. Jamaica could be impacted by a major hurricane, could even be a Category 5 hurricane. It is supposed to be slow moving, and the forecast is not certain yet. But a significant risk for very dangerous hurricane effects for Jamaica in the coming days, this weekend and early next week. And we want to bring you an update here. Now, the hurricane could impact other countries as well, but we're going to focus on Jamaica right now. And in 50 minutes, if not a little less, there will be a new National Hurricane Center forecast update. So I wanted to come on for that, and we will bring you their update then. So, but this is a scary situation, a very slow moving storm it's supposed to be. And Jamaica, for a while, for maybe over a day or so, a day or two before the hurricane, if it does make landfall in Jamaica, it could be a day or two before then of the hurricane really close to it, and getting these hurricane effects for days before landfall because of the slow movement. But, things could change, so we want to get you an update. We're going to take some of your comments on the air, and we'll have the new National Hurricane Center update coming out in about 49 minutes. Thank you so much, by the way, to our moderators who are here. Ruth Krafasi is here. Thanks, Ruth. I hope everybody in the region stays safe. Ruth is there, and also thanks to our moderators. One of our viewers said, I'm in the Dominican Republic, and it's been raining since Tuesday. That's what Crocranium said. I don't know if there will be live cams available. I have no idea. I do not know. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know if chasers there can be chasers there who I don't have access to the cameras from. But I was also wondering if storm chasers are going there. It could be a very dangerous situation. So anyways, I'm not up to date on the latest on all of that. Michael Rainford said there are some live cams there now. Yeah, I don't have the rights to the cameras. I can only show you stuff I have the rights to. But this is still a tropical storm at this point. This is not a hurricane yet. It's still a tropical storm. Thank you, Michael. Idaho Star and McBritches are on Twitch moderating over there. Thank you. And thanks to our Facebook moderators as well. Margaret Riley, Kay Lowry Body, thank you. Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha on X. So let's take a look at this situation here. Start off with this map. Look at this. So this shows you how slowly this storm is supposed to be moving. Currently, it's moving at 2 miles an hour. But look at those dots there. 2 p.m. Saturday, 2 a.m. Sunday, 2 p.m. Sunday, 2 a.m. Monday, 2 p.m. Monday. So that's 48 hours between here and here. And that's 12 more hours. So that's 60 hours between the second H, which is hurricane, and this M, which is major hurricane. Each of those dots is basically 12 hours. This one right here is 8 p.m. Friday, the first one. But after the first dot, those are all 12 hours. So very slow moving. Now, right now, again, this could change. The forecast track has it making landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday, but that could change. But you could get this these very intense effects before landfall that go on for multiple days. Worker bee says, slow like Harvey. Now, we're going to get a new update in 46 minutes from the National Hurricane Center. They'll have a new track and a new forecast discussion and all that. JDF Soldier says a lot of rain here in Jamaica. So here's the current Jamaica radar from Jamaica. This is from the Jamaican government. That is the current rain radar for the last, what's that, about 5 hours? Goes to that's about a 4-hour loop. And the loop goes to, it's a little old, isn't it? Because Z time right now would be 2 in the morning Z time. Oh, it's not. It's about an hour old, it looks like. Does it update, though? Maybe it just updates and it eventually gets... I think Z time right now is 2 in the morning. I'll look it up. Yeah, 2:15 a.m. Z time. So this is a little... the radar looks like it's about an hour behind if you look at the Z time. What is this one? That's a different image. What if I do that? I just did this one. Let's see if that makes any difference. Is this one up to date? Maybe this one's up to date. No, it's probably going to be the same. I looked on my radar scope, Radar Omega, and I didn't have, that's about a 5-hour radar there. I looked at Radar Omega and Radar Omega, my radar app, has all kinds of US radars. I don't think it has one where we can see the rain. There's the path right there, projected path, but I don't think it has one where we can see the rain. It doesn't have access to other radars. See, all these dots are radars, but there's no Jamaica radar on Radar Omega. Okay, let's talk about some of the other details about this. So again, there is your track, which will be updated in about 40 minutes. And let's look at, see, this rainfall potential is only the next 4 days. This is only the next 4 days. So, and that's valid until about 2 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, which is like right around where it might make landfall. So there could be plenty more rain besides this. This is just a 4-day rainfall forecast. But in spite of that, you still see a decent part of about half of Jamaica in the 20 to 30 inches range. But again, this is only valid until about 2 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. And remember, the forecast has it making landfall at about 2 p.m. on Tuesday. So if that's the case, clearly there'll be much more rain than this. So that's scary. And let's look at the description from the National Hurricane Center, the forecast description. They talk about it. Forecast discussion, I'm sorry, which will be updated. Are any of the models running right now? Hold on a second here. GFS. There might be some new model runs while we're on the air on tropical tidbits. I'll have to keep an eye on that. Well, let me just show you the forecast discussion for right now. Hey, by the way, a quick thanks to Jean-Paul Lachance for the memberships. That's really nice of you, Jean-Paul. Thank you. I am Charlie, thank you, who says storm chasers have been tracking since the 21st. Yeah, I don't know how many of them are going to be on the island. It seems like a very dangerous proposition to be on that island chasing this thing. Swifty Fearless says the spaghetti models are more defined than earlier in the storm, which is good. We'll check those out as well. So first of all, look down here. Jamaica. This was from the previous 6-hour update. Jamaica, National Hurricane Center. Due to Melissa's slow motion, a prolonged multi-day period of damaging winds and heavy rainfall, resulting in potentially catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides, is likely to begin late Saturday or Sunday in Jamaica. There is increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge when the center of Melissa nears Jamaica early next week. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. They also say heavy rainfall in Haiti will result in catastrophic flash flooding and landslides across southwestern Haiti into early next week. Extensive damage to roads and buildings is expected, potentially isolating communities for an extended period of time. Immediate preparations to protect life and property should be taken. Strong winds could also potentially last for a day or more over the Tiburon Peninsula of Haiti. And could be some very significant impacts in Dominican Republic and eastern Cuba and Bahamas as well. So we'll be reading there'll be a new discussion talking about the intensity and the forecast track coming out in less than 40 minutes. You can see here in the intensity discussion from almost 6 hours ago, the NHC said right here. It appears Melissa could begin a period of rapid intensification at any time. There is a distinct possibility Melissa could become a Category 5 hurricane during this time period. In fact, the latest 12Z Google DeepMind Ensemble distribution shows the majority of its members reaching this lofty intensity. After that time period, intercore structural changes are likely to cause fluctuations in intensity. Land interaction in both Jamaica and Cuba will likely lead to some weakening by the end of the forecast. But there will be a new update coming out in about a half an hour. Scotty the Trex says, if there's 30 inches of rain, it won't matter what category it is. Yeah, I'll have to see about live feeds, guys. I don't know what's going to be available. I don't know what I'll have access to. It's possible there'll be something I can purchase. I just don't know right now. I will be looking into it, but I just don't know. It's difficult because this is an island. So it's not like you can go there and then if things are getting bad, be like, oh, okay, I'm just going to drive away. There's no driving away, right? It's an island. And to repeat, I don't have any live cams right now I have access to, but it's a tropical storm right now. It's not a hurricane right now. JDF Soldier says we have been getting rain for the past 2 weeks. The ground is already saturated. Jean Paul thinks Jamaica will be hit bad. G. Ferraro says the bay in Kingston is going to get hit. Mountains, mudslides, flooding, where can they go? Kingston, by the way, which is the most populated city, is right here. Now, look, the track could certainly adjust. So don't get wedded to that line. But that line would not be good for Kingston because it would be fairly close to the center of the hurricane, and the wind would be blowing in on that side, so they could get storm surge. But we just don't know what the exact path is going to be right now. Jamaica, Kingston is the largest city in the capital city of Jamaica. I mean, Kingston is in the cone of uncertainty too. Waltham says, poor people, hope the best for them. We're going to look at tropical tidbits in a second. Thanks, Arizona Toaster, for subscribing on Twitch, by the way. Ab Blazer, I think last year when the North Carolina flooding happened, if I remember right, I think there was some other big news event going on at the same time, if I remember right. Chandler thinks it's shaping up to be worse than, Chandler says, Hurricane Maria. That was in the Caribbean in 2017. The current forecast says landfall would be around Tuesday, roughly 2 p.m. Eastern time. Obviously, that could change. Jamaica is an hour behind Eastern time in the U.S. So it's 9:26 p.m. Jamaica time right now. But again, these are all 12 hours here. Look at how slow it's going. Currently, it's going 2 miles an hour. Okay, let's go to tropical tidbits. What happened, by the way, I wasn't even looking at this. I should check. I follow a bunch of meteorology people too. I'll see what they're saying about it. So let's take a look at, this is Tropical Tidbits, which is a fantastic weather site for tropical storms and hurricanes, tropical weather. Tropicaltidbits.com. Oh, they have a satellite loop here. Hey, I forgot about this. Let's look at this. There you go. That's helpful. So Jamaica is right there, where my pointer is. There's Jamaica. This thing is not moving fast. Again, this is tropicaltidbits.com. You can go there and check out all these weather resources there. So you're looking at the colors represent the temperature of the cloud tops. Pink is purple's like the lowest temperature you can have. The lowest temperature represents the more intense thunderstorms, I believe. I am not a weather expert. But that at least shows you where the positioning is. That is what is that? That's about a 4-hour loop, infrared satellite. Pierre Dubois says slow pace is not good. Again, 2 miles an hour. Stephen Elder says if all that comes together, it will be megastorm. Now, they have here on Tropical Tidbits, for example, you can do spaghetti models where they have a map with a bunch of different model forecasts and all on the same map. And this is the latest of this spaghetti model diagram. Track guidance. So something to note here is all of these models, when the forecast is more certain, the models kind of get closer to each other. So there's certainly a range here. I mean, pretty much all of these models have the storm moving in a couple days to the west or northwest and then taking this turn, right? But when that turn happens is different. You have this model where it actually doesn't make landfall in Jamaica. You have this model where it doesn't make landfall, but it misses it to the other side. But you see most of them have it taking a couple days, getting south of Jamaica, and then going across Jamaica. Now, as we get closer, those lines will get closer together normally. Bruce says it's practically still. You know, I haven't even checked out the Google DeepMind thing. Our viewer just mentioned that. I was just reading about it on the National Hurricane Center site. Do they have a site, Walt? Weather Lab? I haven't even used this. Google DeepMind Science Weather Lab? I've literally not used this. Is this their, all right, their experimental model. So I guess those dots are all the different model runs or the different predictions. What do they average them out? I have to read up on this. How do I reset it? I don't even know. Oh, I see. Restart. I thought. Okay, so is this what's going on here? Play. Kind of want to zoom in more. So it's an ensemble model, ensemble markers, which means they run the model various times, and they see the different predictions and then they give you all of them. Ensemble forecasting is a set of multiple computer model runs, each with slightly different initial conditions, used to produce a range of possible weather outcomes rather than a single forecast. This improves accuracy. That's according to Gemini AI. So I think what we're seeing here when I play this is the Google Weather Lab. Is this the Google DeepMind ensemble prediction? Anyways, so if I'm reading this right, what you're seeing is each dot is a different model run. And generally, the dots are all doing roughly the same thing. But among the dots are there's differences, you know? I don't know how often this model runs. Is it 4 times a day, maybe? If you turn, ensemble tracks. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I haven't used this before. Okay, that's very helpful. Thank you. Never have used this one. But what if I want ensemble tracks off? Okay, so the dots are the markers. So that's a spaghetti diagram right there. Their spaghetti diagram, which shows you the different. As you can see, there's a spread of predictions for where it might go. The general idea is it's going to the west and then north, right? But there's a range of possibilities that their forecasts are showing. Okay. Interesting. And you know, the National Hurricane Center talked about the Google DeepMind forecast. The DeepMind ensemble, right. So they said the latest 12Z Google DeepMind ensemble, the one we were just looking at is the 18Z, the latest one. But when they put this out, they said the latest 12Z Google DeepMind ensemble distribution shows the majority of its members reaching this category 5. Now, in the one we were just looking at, what is the... Oh, it's interesting. This also has the European model, I guess. Interesting. What happened to there? Max wind speed. Oh, okay. Okay. So if you look here, this graph shows each of the different model runs. They put a line on the graph for how strong the hurricane's going to be. And a lot of the lines, I mean, you can actually just look at each line, but a lot of the lines have it getting to Cat 5. And actually, if you go down here, here it is. See, it's actually kind of neat. Intensity distribution. For a given time, you can look and see how many of the... So there it says that there's, one of these said 24. Yeah, at that point in time, 24 of the model runs say Cat 5 and 26 say not Cat 5. So, and then it also talks about is how low pressure might get. Every model run they put on here as a graph of how low the pressure might get. Anyways, that's an interesting site. You can look up Google Weather Lab, deepmind.google.com/science/weather lab. Okay. We only have about 20 minutes until the next National Hurricane Center update. And we're going to bring you that live. This could be really bad, though. Really, really bad. R. Walt says, those are some of the most disturbing, concerning ensemble intensities I personally have ever seen. This right here is the latest intensity guidance from tropicaltidbits.com. And what you can see there in their one is that more models than not do not have, a number of the models have it getting to category 4. This is interesting. In this latest intensity guidance, so it's showing you a bunch of different models for how intense it'll get. None of them have it as Cat 5. Look at that. None of them have it as Cat 5. That's the latest one that they have. Stephen Rogers thinks it'll be on the border between Category 4 and Category 5. Less than 20 minutes until the next update. It might just be in a few minutes. Sometimes the updates come out pretty early. Oh, Levi Cowan posted. Hey, Levi Cowan runs Tropical Tidbits. He posted about the new aircraft reconnaissance. Okay, 3 hours ago, Levi Cowan said, Dr. Levi Cowan, new Hurricane Hunter mission into Melissa finds the central pressure has fallen at approximately 1 millibar an hour rate over the past 6 hours, which is a moderate rate of strengthening. The vertical wind profile from the associated drop sonde does not show much variation from the surface to 750 millibar level, indicating that Melissa's vortex may be better aligned this evening than earlier today. The intensification rate may increase over the next 24 hours if the alignment is maintained. Then he also said, Levi Cowan, subsequent measurements have seen a tilt profile reintroduced, indicating the vortex tilt continues to fluctuate this evening as moderate wind shear impacts Melissa. Wind shear is not good for hurricane strengthening. Wind shear is when you have different wind speeds and directions at different altitudes. So I do know that wind shear is not good for hurricane strengthening. Sustained vortex alignment is a prerequisite for rapid intensification in most cases. So what he's saying is there's a tilt to the storm right now vertically, and it's not aligned in the way, it's not structured in the way right now it needs to be for rapid intensification because of wind shear. And he posted that 29 minutes ago. He is a weather expert. 6 hours ago, the update for National Hurricane Center said rapid intensification could begin at any time. But what we're seeing is that it has not begun rapid intensification yet, which is good. Maybe that is why, when we look at this intensity guidance over at Tropical Tidbits, the latest one they have, none of those models have it getting to Cat 5. I mean, honestly, I don't know that Cat 4, as one of our viewers said, I don't know that Cat 4 or Cat 5 is the hugest difference if you have this slow-moving hurricane that's dumping, 2 feet of rain or more, right? So we shouldn't be so overly focused on the category, but certainly better that it waits to strengthen than doesn't. Mon says, Jamaica is beautiful. I love their beaches and resorts and the food and culture too. I hope it doesn't hit as hard as predicted. I got to start checking for the next update. Came on the air so we could get you the next update. Marky BS said this would be Maria-type historic if it stalls. She's a big storm. Jamaica will get battered if it goes through. Then middle of the country, it will intensify for sure. Hey, thanks. Jean-Paul Lachance gave 20 memberships. That's so nice of you, Jean. Jean has given so many memberships today. It's so kind of you, Jean-Paul Lachance. Also, Cherry Onken, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. Mumed2, thanks for subscribing. Arizona Toaster, thanks for subscribing. Thanks to all of our moderators. David Green, Idaho Star. Matthew Kohai 3, McBritches, and Sarah on Twitch. Ruth Krafasi on YouTube moderating. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. And over on Facebook, Kay Lowry Body, Shannon Davis Hughes over there. Margaret Riley, thank you. Our viewer, Michelle Batten, says, I check out that Weather Lab site. Jennifer Ellers, hey, thanks, Jennifer, for being a subscriber on Facebook. She says, I don't like where it's going, these poor people. Again, this is going to change. We're going to get a new track in a few minutes, but this is the current track as of 6 hours ago. And that is a slow-moving storm. That's a hurricane that's basically spending a couple days near Jamaica before making landfall. But let's see what the updated track is in the updated forecast. Hey, thanks, Mitchell Pilot, for your support. Thanks, B. Foss, who says if it stalls out, it would be so bad. Thanks for writing in. Is the Navy going through that? I assume Navy ships would stay away from it. There is a U.S. aircraft carrier strike group that's going to be making its way to the area, but I don't think it's going to get there till at least next week. William Field says, I really hate it for Jamaica. I really hate it for Jamaica. All right. We're very close now. I'm going to keep hitting refresh here. So really at any moment now, I mean, it could be 13 minutes ago from now, it could be 5 seconds from now, we will get the next update. And we're going to see what the National Hurricane Center tells us in their new forecast. You can go to tropicaltidbits.com and see this live infrared satellite shot. Well, it's infrared satellite from the past several hours. There is Jamaica right to the northwest of this. No update yet. Wow, Jean-Paul Lachance just gave 50 people memberships. Unbelievable. Jean-Paul, that's so nice of you. Wow. Make sure you thank Jean-Paul if you got a membership from Jean-Paul, or anybody else if you got a membership or subscription for them. I think Jean-Paul has probably given, I'm not joking, like 150 memberships or more today. Unbelievable. Jean-Paul, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Let's hit refresh again. What are they going to say in their new update? All right, sometime in the next 12 minutes, we'll be getting the new update. Really any moment now from National Hurricane Center. Let me also check a couple other sources here. One moment, please. Oh, that's interesting. Max Olson, who is a storm chaser I follow, says he's going to be going to Jamaica tomorrow. I hope he stays safe. That's Max Olson at Mesomax919. Let's go back to National Hurricane Center. I'm about to hit refresh again. Still not posted. Sometime in the next 10 minutes, they are going to post their new update, their new big 6-hour update. News track, new forecast discussion. We are now waiting. Michelle says, if I were Max, I would stay home and watch it on TV. Jablonski says, any minute now. Will it definitely hit Jamaica? Well, some of the forecast models had it missing it one way or the other. Most of them had it hitting Jamaica somewhere that we've been looking at. But we'll see what the new forecast is. Bones said, how would that storm chaser get there in a hurricane? So what he said, Max, on his social media is that he was going to fly there tomorrow if the airport was still open. Hey, thanks, Anthony Chaccio, for the membership. Thank you, Anthony. So, any moment now, I'm just basically refreshing this because any moment now they should update. I mean, it's less than 9 minutes before 11, but very often they will do updates early before 11. So at this point, we're just refreshing and waiting. Andrew says that, now I didn't see this myself. Andrew says Ryan Hall said a direct hit to Jamaica would be better than if the center goes west because it would lose some power going over Jamaica. If it goes west, it stays in warm water. I'd have to listen to what he said, but I can understand with the reasoning you're saying that would be a reason it would be worse. I would think, though, maybe the intensity for where it hits, if it hits a direct hit, might be worse than if it was intensity-wise than if it were, way to the west of Jamaica. I'm refreshing. I don't have an update yet. I'm refreshing. No update for me yet. There's the update right there. There it is. Max is still not a hurricane yet. Max sustained wind 65. NOAA and Air Force Reserve hurricane hunters report Melissa is now drifting northwestward, 3 miles an hour. Life-threatening and catastrophic flash flooding and landslides expected in portions of southern Hispaniola and Jamaica through the weekend. Now, they have not updated the forecast discussion yet. They have not updated the tracks yet. The forecast tracks have not been updated yet. Public advisory. Rainfall. Melissa is expected to bring total rainfall of 15 to 25 inches to portions of southern Hispaniola and Jamaica through Tuesday, with local maxima of 35 inches possible across the Tiburon Peninsula of Haiti. Wow. Additional heavy rainfall is likely beyond Tuesday. Wow. Beyond that. Potential catastrophic flash flooding and landslides are possible across portions of Jamaica and the southern Dominican Republic, while catastrophic flash flooding is anticipated in southern Haiti. For eastern Cuba, total rainfall of 4 to 8 inches with local amounts of 12 inches are possible into Tuesday. Additional heavy rainfall is likely beyond Tuesday. Minor coastal flooding is likely along the coast of Jamaica by Saturday. There is a risk of more life-threatening flood storm surge, especially along the south coast of Jamaica later in the weekend or early next week. Peak storm surge heights in Jamaica could reach 5 to 10 feet above ground level, near and to the east of where the center of Melissa makes landfall. This storm surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. Do they have the new discussion and the new track yet? The new discussion is out. Is the new track out? I don't see the new track yet. Forecast discussion. Okay, hold on a second. First of all, let's read through this. This is the new, brand new. Oops, I don't need the clock anymore because we have the new update. Just came out. New update just came out from National Hurricane Center. Reports from NOAA and Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft indicate Melissa is still trying to get organized. So I guess it's good news that in the last 6 hours, because 6 hours ago they said it could rapidly intensify at any time, it's still trying to get organized. While the central pressure has fallen to 993, the tail Doppler radar data from the aircraft shows the 500 millibar center is displaced about 20 to 25 nautical miles east-southeast of the surface center. So the storm is a bit tilted. The tilt is also present at the aircraft flight levels with dropsondes. They released these, I think they're disposable weather detectors, dropsondes. They say it's an instrument that they release that falls to the ground. Expendable weather reconnaissance device. Anyways, dropsondes released at the flight level center, missing the surface center and reporting 25 to 35 knot surface winds. In addition, the aircraft radar data and land-based radar from Jamaica show the cyclone has not yet been able to develop a persistent eye wall. Based mainly on the central pressure and satellite intensity estimates, the initial intensity is held at 65 miles an hour, basically. For a hurricane, you need, 75? I'm forgetting. 74? 74 for a hurricane. So again, this is what, right there they said what Levi Cowan was saying from Tropical Tidbits a short while ago, that the storm, it's still tilted. If it's going to rapidly intensify, it's got to be better aligned. It can't be tilted. Okay. All right, now let's look about the motion. The next paragraph is the next update about the direction it's going in, the forecast track. Although the initial motion is a bit uncertain, Melissa now appears to be moving slowly northwest with the initial motion 325 degrees at 3 knots. A turn toward the west or west-northwest and a continued slow forward speed are expected in 12 to 24 hours as low to mid-level ridging builds to the north of the cyclone. It's steered by the winds. They look at where the winds are and they base their prediction on where the wind is going to steer it. This motion should continue through about 72 hours. After that time, a deep layer mid-latitude trough moving into the southeastern United States and the southwestern Atlantic will break the ridge to the north, with Melissa expected to turn northward and eventually northeastward as it recurves into the westerlies. Fine. There remains a substantial spread in the guidance. All right, so this is important here. We were talking about this. When they say the guidance, They mean, what are the different forecast models telling us? The guidance. Those are the different forecast models. So when they say there remains a substantial spread in the guidance with respect to where the center of Melissa may pass in relation to Jamaica, they're saying it's unclear exactly where that center is going to be. Solutions range from the GFS model, which has it passing near the eastern end of Jamaica, to the Canadian model, which has it passing to the west of Jamaica. So there's a lot of uncertainty about where it's going to, is it going to hit Jamaica? Is it going to go to the east? Is it going to go to the west? If it hits Jamaica, where in Jamaica is it going to make landfall? We just don't know. The new forecast track is similar to the previous track and shows the center passing over Jamaica just after 72 hours. However, any motion north of the current forecast track could bring the center near or over Jamaica at almost any time between 24 and 72 hours. Wow. After passing Jamaica, Melissa is likely to move near or over eastern Cuba, but which portion of eastern Cuba may be most affected remains uncertain at this time. Have they posted the new track yet? Let's see. Here's the new track. I have the new track. It's right here. This is it. That is the new track right there. That's 11 p.m. By the way, Jean-Paul Lachance, I'm not joking, just gave 50 more memberships. Jean-Paul, that is so generous of you. Unbelievable. Jean-Paul Lachance, I think, has given over 200 memberships today. It's unbelievable. Thank you so much, Jean-Paul. I really appreciate that. Jean-Paul Lachance. Make sure you thank Jean-Paul if you got a membership from Jean-Paul. Crazy. Thank you. Okay, so you can see here, that is the model. Sorry, that's the current forecast track. But they say there's a bunch of uncertainty as to, where will it hit Jamaica? It could go to the east or west of Jamaica. The cone represents this cone represents where there's a 2/3 chance. Historical data say that the storm will remain within the cone about 2/3 of the time. So there's 1/3 of the time it's outside the cone at some point within the 5 days. But to note, really look at those, look at how close those dots are. That's the big problem, which we'll talk about more in a second. But it's supposed to move so slowly. Here, if we zoom in here, see it says Jamaica and Kingston. So all of these are 12 hours. 12 hours, 12 hours, 12 hours. Now, right now, they have it. That's Tuesday at 8. That's Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that's Tuesday at 8 a.m. Eastern. No, that's Tuesday at 8 p.m. Is that 24 hours? Wait, what is this? Looks like that's a 24-hour difference. That's 72 and that's 96. Okay, these two are 24 apart. Sorry, you can't see what I'm looking at. You can't see what I'm looking at. I'm sorry. Let's show this again. Okay, sorry. Now you can see what I'm looking at. So each of these dots, I think, are 12 hours. 12, 24, 48, 72, and that's 24 between here and here. That right there is Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. But each of those dots you see there is 12 hours. So if this is a powerful hurricane, it could just, for days before landfall, be close enough to be impacting Jamaica. Also Haiti. See Haiti there? Haiti is there. Dominican Republic to the east of Haiti. So obviously it's a bad thing if you have this powerful hurricane sitting right next to Jamaica for days. Chris S says, like being in a washing machine. I want to go back to, I'm going to take some more comments in a second. I want to go back to the new forecast discussion. Is there a new, let's just go back to the new forecast discussion. So they said that it's still getting organized. It has not started to rapidly intensify yet. While the westerly wind shear is bad for hurricane strengthening. While the westerly wind shear that has been affecting Melissa will not completely stop during the next 2 to 3 days, the wind shear is forecast to decrease to about 10 to 15 knots in 24 hours or less. This should allow rapid development as the storm is located in a moist environment. Moist is good for hurricanes. Over very warm sea surface temperatures, warm water is good for hurricanes. The one short-term restraining factor is that Melissa's structure is not quite good enough yet to allow rapid intensification, and thus it could be another 6 to 12 hours before rapid intensification begins in earnest. The latest round of intensity guidance shows somewhat lower peak intensities than the previous advisory, mainly due to the models moving Melissa nearer over Jamaica. However, the current forecast track keeps the center offshore for 72 hours or more, and based on this, the new intensity forecast is at the high end of the guidance with peak intensity of 135 knots, which would be 155 miles an hour, which would be a high Category 4. High Category 4. Despite the weaker guidance, there is still a possibility that Melissa could become a Category 5 hurricane during the forecast period. After passing near or over Jamaica, the cyclone is forecast to weaken due to possible interaction with Cuba and increasing southwesterly wind shear as Melissa encounters the mid-latitude westerlies. Okay, so there's summary here. This is the brand new discussion. Jamaica. Melissa's slow movement will bring a multi-day period of damaging winds and heavy rainfall beginning late Saturday or Sunday, likely causing catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides. There is an increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge early next week. All preparation should be complete by late Saturday. Haiti. Catastrophic flash flooding and landslides are expected across southwestern Haiti into early next week, likely causing extensive infrastructural damage and potentially prolonged isolation of communities. Immediate preparations to protect life and property are urged. Strong winds could also potentially last for a day or more over the Tiburon Peninsula. And by that, the Tiburon Peninsula in Haiti is this part of Haiti. Hold on, you'll see it on Wikipedia right there. That arm shooting out at the bottom of Haiti to the west. They also say Dominican Republic, heavy rainfall could produce potentially catastrophic flash flooding and numerous landslides in southern regions. Eastern Cuba, Bahamas, and Turks and Caicos. Monitor Melissa closely. An increasing risk of significant storm surge, damaging winds, and heavy rainfall by the middle of next week. In eastern Cuba, the risk of life-threatening flash flooding and landslides is increasing. Now let's see do they have the new rainfall potential? Yes. So is this new or not? No, this is several hours. So this has not been updated for several hours. This rainfall forecast map is that is a forecast map that is from several hours ago, and it goes until Tuesday at 2 p.m. So presumably there could be a bunch more rain than this. But even this says 20 to 30 inches for about half of Jamaica and some of Haiti here on this peninsula. Red is 12 to 16 inches. Brown is 16 to 20 inches. But remember what this said, what they said in their... now the track could affect that obviously. Christine McPherson says, that's crazy, my goodness. Yeah, remember, they have it making landfall currently around Tuesday at 2 p.m. So this would basically be the rainfall before it makes landfall. But there would be more rain than that. So they said in their new public advisory, Melissa is expected to bring total rainfall, right, hold on. By the way, Hispaniola is the island with Haiti and Dominican Republic on it. Now, they say Melissa's expected to bring total rainfall of 15 to 25 inches to portions of southern Hispaniola and Jamaica through Tuesday, with local maxima of 35 inches possible across the Tiburon Peninsula of Haiti. Additional heavy rainfall is likely beyond Tuesday. So the 15 to 25 with the local maximum of 35 is just through Tuesday. Jason SK says that's like snow totals. What is the population distribution? I'm looking at Haiti. This part of Haiti is supposed to get a lot of rainfall. The southwestern part, this peninsula. I'd kind of like to look that up and see, I'm going to pull up a map of Haiti, Google Maps. Hey, by the way, a quick thanks to JD63. JD63, that's super nice of you. Thanks so much for your support, JD63. Let's not sleep on the huge rain impacts to Haiti as well. Potentially. Hold on. We'll get it up there for you. I'm going to show you, I'm going to zoom in on Haiti there. Port-au-Prince is up here, but I'm looking more down here, this part of Haiti. There are towns here. I'm just looking, there's people who live along here. I'm zooming around here. Les Anglais. There's a town there or a city there. The reason I'm looking here is this is the peninsula where they're at risk of getting the most rain from this storm in Haiti. I don't know if they're going to do evacuations there of people who are in these areas, but if you just look again at that rain chart, see rainfall potential. So there's Jamaica, but there's Haiti. But look at the western part of that peninsula in Haiti. Some of that is in the 20 to 30 inches range. Now, what's possible, though, I would think, is that if in Haiti it's predicted that the rain's going to be mostly down here, you could move people to. In theory, there should be less rain in other parts of Haiti. So maybe some people will evacuate that part of Haiti if they think that that's where the most rain's going to be. I don't know. John Q. Public says Kingston, Jamaica is in the 20 to 30 inches range. Yeah, Kingston is right here. It's on the eastern side of the island. Look, I mean, this hurricane could make a direct hit on Kingston or be just to the west of it and have huge storm surge in Kingston. There could be huge storm surge there. It just depends on where the hurricane comes ashore and how powerful it is. But there is here is your track again, right there. And each of those dots is 12 hours. And then this next one, it starts speeding up here. I mean, this is 24 hours. But wind radii. Wind radii. That's right now. That's the wind. That's the field of 58 mile an hour winds here, plus and 39 mile an hour winds. This is the tropical wind field. But as this strengthens, those winds are going to get more intense. I don't know how wide that wind field is going to be. Tracy says that is a sharp turn. But looking at right now, a landfall, this could change, but the current track has it making landfall sometime Tuesday, sometime Tuesday. But this right here is actually, 8 p.m., I guess Tuesday. Maybe it could be Wednesday night, because that's 8 p.m. Monday night. A number of our viewers are talking about how you might have a lot of people living in these areas who do not live in very hurricane-resistant, storm-resistant structures. Yeah, Kenai says, how sturdy are the homes in Jamaica? That's a whole other question. Let me check a couple things here and see if I have any other experts commentating on this. The National Hurricane Center posted a short while ago. They said, a hurricane warning has been issued for Jamaica. Extremely heavy rain will cause life-threatening catastrophic flash flooding for portions of Haiti, Jamaica, and Dominican Republic. Oops, sorry. I'm supposed to have things turned off. So hold on. The scanner had a fire in Michigan at a assisted living facility I'm seeing on the scanner. I'll have to check in on that. I'll check in on a second here, in a second. Yeah, we read this update already. Give me a moment. Let me just check this. Have anything more about Michigan? Yeah, CBS Detroit says there's a fire at the American House Southgate Senior Living Facility in Southgate, Michigan. That's what the fire is. Ooh, I see a couple pictures and videos of it on the air, on social media. I'll post a link to one in the chat. It's a 2-alarm fire at the Senior Living Center, says Fox 2 Detroit. It is unclear if there are any injuries at the time. Let's see here. One of our viewers mentioned, Kyle, that AZ Intel posted that Jamaica authorities issued a hurricane warning. I can pull that up. I should be able to pull it up. Hang on a moment here. Hang on. Here is the... I don't even, I'll have to find where they're posting these. AZ Intel got the new Meteorological Service Jamaica bulletin. I was trying to find it online. I couldn't find it. AZ Intel posted it at AZ_Intel_. Thanks, AZ Intel. This is from AZ Intel. Oopsie. Trying to get this on the screen the right way. Hurricane warning in effect for Jamaica. Oh, that was from I think this is from a few hours ago. Yeah, this is actually from about 2 hours ago. They say that rainfall amounts for 12 to 16 inches are forecast for over the weekend. That's before landfall. Oh, yeah, that's the 8 p.m. one. They're going to issue another one in about 40 minutes. I don't know if we'll be on the air for that. So again, yeah, we're going to be keeping an eye on this. National Hurricane Center says that they are expecting it to start. They think rapid intensification will, where does it say it here? It could be another 6 to 12 hours before rapid intensification begins. They believe this will get to be a strong Category 4 hurricane. It could become a Category 5. And right now, they have it going right over Jamaica. And for a couple days before getting close to Jamaica. So this is a very concerning storm. And also lots of rain. Maybe the most rain in Haiti, as the storm is there as well. In this part of Haiti. Hurricane watch and tropical storm warning for this peninsula in Haiti down here. Our viewer Do says, the worst case is roofs been destroyed and flooding. Hurricanes don't really batter Jamaica. 1951 and 1988 storm were the worst to hit us. Yeah, this is just moving so slowly. Thanks to Crazy Dog Mom, our member, by the way. Samantha says, please pray for my husband's family. They all live in Jamaica and we're not able to evacuate the islands, where we are worried for them. I hope people there are okay. I mean, I know that the government has been talking about this for days now. So it's not like it's a surprise. So hopefully, they can do what they need to do to keep people as safe as possible. Thanks, Samantha. Thanks also to John and Tennessee Tornado, our members, and Gary Eckert, our member. But this is a really scary situation. Look, maybe it'll not. Initially, it was thought earlier today that rapid intensification could already begun, but it hasn't begun, which is good. So maybe it can keep waiting and be delayed and intensifying. Juliana Martin, our viewer, says, I really hope it doesn't escalate into a strong storm, but scientists are smarter than me for a reason. Hadavar says these areas have weak disaster prevention methods and weaker infrastructures. Hadavar, one of our viewers, Hadavar also said, did this randomly develop fast or did they already give warning days prior? Well, the thing is, I know it's been talked about, but I just started hearing about it yesterday. But this, again, when you get enough days out, you can't be sure of the track and the speed. I mean, the real distinct thing about this right now is how slow it's going to be going. I don't know if there are planes. Are there hurricane hunters? This is the satellite footage, by the way. You can get this at tropicaltidbits.com. Are we seeing maybe a little bit of an eye form there, guys, on the satellite? Are we seeing a little bit of an eye forming? Maybe? Maybe? That's about a 4-hour loop. 4 hours or 3? No, it's about a 4-hour loop. Just in the last maybe hour or so. Ruth says it's trying to form. Again, you can go to this site whenever you want, when we're not on the air, whenever you want, tropicaltidbits.com. And you can just go to satellite imagery and you can see this. You can look up the storm. See where it says current storms? You can go to Melissa. One of our viewers had maybe an eye forming. I'm not sure. I don't know about that. Don't hold me to that. One of our viewers had mentioned some plane. Oh, I was going to see. if you go to Tropical Tidbits, by the way, and you go to current storms and you go to Melissa, you can go to, anyways, I'm sorry, don't do that. You go to aircraft recon. Yes, there is a plane flying around the storm right now. There is a plane in the storm right now. Air Force 301 mission. I wonder if we can find that on Flight Radar 24. I bet we can. If it actually comes up on the screen, Flight Radar 24. Having a little issue with Flight Radar 24. Why? I don't know. Is Flight Radar 24 having issues? Maybe I'll check ADSB Exchange. Flight Radar 24 seems to be having some sort of issue for me. I am seeing ADSB Exchange. Jean-Paul Lachance says it is having an issue. Okay, here is ADSB Exchange. One of our viewers wanted me to search for some plane. I didn't see that one. But this would be, there's Jamaica. Is the flight even on here? I don't see it. Because the plane should be right around in here somewhere. Flight Radar 24 is working. It's not working for me. It's not loading. It's not loading for me. Are you using the app or the desktop? I'm trying on desktop. It's just not loading. I'd like to have it load. I'm literally going to flightradar24.com. Maybe I'll try another tab or something. I don't know what's happening. We were just looking at ADSB Exchange. That was working. It's not working. Maybe a different browser? Is there a Firefox thing or something? Okay, that's weird. I'm using a different browser and it's working. So hang on a second. Hang on a moment. I will log in on the other browser. I don't know why it's not working on this browser. That's really strange. That's frustrating. Oh, maybe clear the site data? I can try doing that. Let me try clearing the site data. Hold on a second. That's a good idea. Just give me a second here. That's a reasonable... Remove selected, save changes, remove. Let's try this again. Let's see if that did the trick. It did it. Hey, you're a genius. I think it did. It's still not working. What is going? It's so weird. What's happening? Nothing works. All right, let me pull it up here on a different browser for you. You can see it now. Here is Flight Radar 24. Let's go down to the plane. It must be in here somewhere. Somebody said it was teal something? Oh, teal, here it is. There it is right there. Oh, that's weird. There it is right there. There it is, guys. That's the U.S. Air Force Weatherbird plane. Yes, as CJ Breaksing says, it's the top track flight. You can go to, and right, is it out of radar coverage or what? I think maybe it's not currently transmitting. I think. Maybe that's estimated position. I'm not sure. It's a little confusing. Teal 74, you can go to flightradar24.com and look at this yourself. But it's basically, that plane is out there right now. I think for the moment it might be, we can see it, but if you don't put in the actual, I don't know that it's, I think this might be estimated position. I don't think it maybe it's not actually being tracked right this second. You can actually see the data if you go to tropical tidbits. It'll show you where the plane is. That's looking down right here. Full mission in storm. So you can go to Flight Radar 24. I mean, you can go to tropical tidbits. It'll show you where the plane is here, and it'll show you the different measurements it's taking. The pressure there, and so it lets you see what the current readings are. That's at tropicaltidbits.com. Gabriel says, imagine being on that plane must be crazy. Okay, hold on a moment here. I think, let me just see if any of the other, I follow some different weather experts. I know it's kind of late. See if any of them are posting anything new about this. Noah Bergen, who's a meteorologist in Orlando, said models don't show Melissa becoming perfectly vertically oriented until maybe later Saturday, of which then and only then rapid intensification begins. I mean, at least it hasn't. There's another world in which it would have already started rapidly intensifying, which it hasn't started yet, which is good. Matthew Capucci, who is a weather expert, posted a list of things for people to do. He said, please share with your Jamaica friends. You can see it on at Matthew Capucci, Cappucci, on X. But one of the things he said was, decide now if you need to relocate. Moving ahead of time is much easier and less dangerous than realizing you're in a dangerous position mid-storm. It's an interesting post. I'll post a link to it in the chat. Nova Knight says Kingston is on the Nova Knight Chevy says Kingston is on the bad side of the track. Currently, the forecast is for the storm to move to the west of Kingston, to make landfall west of Kingston, which would mean that the wind is pushing in towards Kingston, which means you get storm surge, which you don't want. You'd rather be on the other side of the storm and have the wind blow away from the coast. But we'll have to see where the storm. It's unclear where exactly the storm's going to make landfall. Yeah, if you see right here, Kingston here is on the right side. So if the wind is, do I have this? Hold on a second here. I'll pull out my pen. So if the storm is here, where I just drew a circle, see, I just drew a circle. If the storm is here, on this side of the storm, the wind's going to be blowing towards the shore, and on that side, it's going to be blowing away from the shore. So you'll get the storm surge if you're on that side of the storm. Mama 457 Rose says, right side is the dirty side, not good. Oh, I can also show you the when will the winds arrive. They have that right here. Arrival time of winds. This is, well, yes, is this, what winds are these? Is this tropical storm winds? Tropical storm force winds, not hurricane force winds. Tropical storm force winds are expected to start arriving on the eastern side of Jamaica tomorrow night. See, it says tomorrow morning, I'm sorry. Saturday 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. And by tomorrow night, there would be tropical storm force winds basically across Jamaica. But then hurricane winds would come after that. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Again, right now, the landfall is not projected until possibly around Tuesday, late Monday or Tuesday. But we could see tomorrow this thing start to rapidly intensify. And we could have, for all we know, Sunday and Monday, it'll be a major hurricane and it'll just be sitting there near Jamaica going very slow. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this the next couple days. Let's hope that it doesn't strengthen as much. Maybe it'll take a different path, and maybe it'll not make landfall and somehow miss it to the east or the west. Maybe it'll speed up a bit. That would be good. Evelyn says, pray it goes away. Oh, thank you, Jennifer J25, by the way. Is it expected to impact the East Coast? Well, there is your current track right there. And then if you look at the spaghetti models from Tropical Tidbits, if we go here, I mean, this doesn't look to me, I don't know. I don't know how big it'll be, but for whatever it's worth, that is, for example, one spaghetti diagram. Well, that's a little while ago, though. Hold on. Let's get you another one from later. Yeah, so that is the latest one, the latest spaghetti diagram there from Tropical Tidbits. I'm not a weather expert, but you can basically see where the projection is for where it's going to go, at least right now. So that doesn't suggest it's going to go into the southeastern United States and make landfall there. It's supposed to be a weaker storm there too, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm just saying that's what the current model track guidance is from that spaghetti model diagram. Old Biscuit says, rain, rain, rain for days. That's the real problem. Don't forget about storm surge. They said you could have 5 to 10 feet of storm surge in Jamaica. Peak storm surge heights in Jamaica could reach 5 to 10 feet above ground level, near and to the east of where the center of Melissa makes landfall. Batman says storm surge is scary stuff. Thanks, Gallant, for sending me a suggested link. Yeah, I gotta, any kind of website I use, I gotta have, like for like a radar, I gotta have permission to use it. I gotta have the rights to use it. Tropical Tidbits very nicely lets me use their show their site, tropicaltidbits.com. But I appreciate the suggestions. I can always look into other sites and see what's out there. Vicious Kanish thinks that Hurricane Melissa could hit Naval Station Guantanamo Bay. Now, the hurricane is supposed to weaken, assuming it goes over Jamaica. But it's still supposed to be a hurricane, not a major hurricane. Actually, this is major right there. Currently, it is a major hurricane right there. That's still a major hurricane right there. So there's Cuba. So we'll have to see. Cuba certainly could be at risk. It's supposed to be going faster at that point, though, because from here to that's 8 p.m. Is that 8 p.m. too? Yeah, that's 24 hours there. So one good thing for Cuba is that it'll be moving faster at that point. Guantanamo Bay, by the way, is, you can see it says Guantanamo. It's right in here, right? Guantanamo Bay, right in there. Right in here. The eastern part of Cuba. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Thanks to our viewer for messaging in about that. Vicious Kanish. All right. Oh. Our viewer, Leon M.F. French. Leon F. French is in Jamaica. He said he might be able to give us video and photos. He has Starlink, he says. So we can check in with him later as the storm gets closer. Okay, look, so thank you, Leon, for writing in. Guys, I think right now, so I certainly think it's very possible that we will be covering this as things develop the next couple days. I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up covering this. It just depends on how things develop. But certainly if there's big impacts going on, we'll get on the air and cover it. So I think for right now, I'm going to start wrapping up this live stream. We might have live streams available as we get closer to, as it gets closer to. So, but I'm going to start wrapping up this live stream. I really appreciate you guys joining. Again, you can go to tropicaltidbits.com if you want. You can look at the live infrared satellite there at tropicaltidbits.com. I appreciate them letting me show you. I don't know. It doesn't really look like an eye, does it? Because the dot kind of changed where it's located. So maybe it's not developing an eye. I don't know. But again, that's the updating satellite shot, and they also have the aircraft recon data there. They have all kinds of data at tropicaltidbits.com, so check that out. You can go there as much as you want. The National Hurricane Center site, they will be doing the next major update at 5 a.m. Eastern Time. National Hurricane Center. And I will certainly be keeping an eye on this. And thoughts to people in Jamaica and Haiti and in that part of the world. And I hope people stay safe. And please keep an eye out. Pay attention to what your local authorities are saying. This is a very dangerous storm. Multiple feet of rain possible in different forecast in places. Never mind the storm surge and the winds and all that. So I will keep an eye out, and we very well might have more streams on this to come. But I really appreciate you guys joining the late night weather stream, and let's hope everybody stays safe. Let's hope it doesn't strengthen as much as predicted, and maybe speeds up, and goes right or left of the east or west of the island of Jamaica. Let's hope that happens. But if you want, you can subscribe, follow the channel, Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda. Agenda Free TV. We did a story earlier about the aircraft carrier strike group being ordered to the Caribbean region by the Trump administration. You can go watch that if you want, if you missed it. And I would turn on notifications, because you never know when big news is going to happen. If you want, you can get for free. You can turn on notifications, sign up for our notification system. You'll get sent a message whenever we're going live beforehand to give you a heads up so you don't just miss a stream. We have set up that system ourselves through Discord. The mods will post a link to sign up for the free notifications. You can also find the notifications link in the description of this video on YouTube and Facebook. So I'd suggest signing up for those notifications. Also, I will post updates about this and other stories on my X account, which is @Lookner on X. You can follow me over there you want for breaking news updates, @Lookner on X. But this is a very concerning situation. Very concerning situation. Very serious. I very much appreciate our moderators too. Moderators are awesome. They are the reason that we can have chat rooms. We couldn't have our chat rooms without our moderators. People like Ruth Krafasi over on YouTube. Thanks so much, Ruth, for moderating. Roberts May Queen as well. Thank you. Over on Twitch, David Green, Idaho Star, I Got That Fire, Matthew Kohai 3, McBritches, and Papa Bear. Thank you. And all of our other Twitch mods. K. Lowry Body, Paul Anderson, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, huge thanks. Linda Belk, Larry, and Michon X, thanks for modding. Thanks to everybody who donated. That's really nice of you guys. That's how the channel can exist, is your support. I did not thank Matt Barngrover. Matt Barngrover, thank you so much for your support. And Jennifer J25. I think I thanked Jennifer, but thank you. Anchors Away. Oh, did I thank Anchors Away? I mentioned Anchors Away. Sorry for not thanking you, Anchors Away. Thank you, Anchors Away, for your support. And Crazy Dog Mom for being a member, and Samantha J. Where was this thing that Anchors Away mentioned? Oh, Anchors Away mentioned a plane. Getting to this late. Well, Anchors Away, why did you mention this plane? You mentioned this plane HBAL 787 private owner. I don't know why you mentioned this plane. Oh, it's a high altitude balloon. It's a balloon. I see. High altitude balloon. I don't know if this is a weather balloon or what. I don't know what this is. 62,000 feet high. Maybe this kind of balloon flies all the time in this area. I don't know. Sorry, I forgot to check that before Anchors Away. Thank you. And thanks so much to Jean-Paul Lachance for the memberships and everybody else who donated. That's really nice of you guys. If you ever want to donate, you go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv, but thank you. Thanks to Lucky Norm for subscribing on Twitch. Diores for subscribing on Twitch. Thank you. eBiker92. Tatsiki on Twitch, thank you. Oh, I got behind thanking people on Twitch. Thanks also Vlad Amir and Tatsiki and Yup and Yup on Twitch for your support, and CC as well, 143. Man, how did I get so behind thanking people on Twitch? I didn't even think that I didn't thank Dirty Toxin for giving a gift sub. I'm sorry. Hey, AZ Intel's dad, thank you so much. Thanks to AZ Intel for posting that the announcement from the hurricane warning from the media from Jamaica. Sorry, I can't speak. What is that? Oh, interesting. Oh, I see. Thanks AZ Intel for sending me the helpful link. There's AZ Intel's account right there. I follow AZ Intel for some breaking news. AZ_Intel_. Thank you for sending me the Jamaica hurricane warning. Hey, let's see here. Another good way to find out when we're going live is follow us on X at Agenda Free TV. On X, I always post there when we're going live. I post updates about the channel there as well. You can follow over there. Also, we do have a chat. You can chat with other viewers in our Discord chat, which is free. A bunch of our viewers like doing that. Check it out. It's the same link as the free notifications link. And thanks so much to our Discord mods, too. Really appreciate your help, Discord mods. If you do watch us on YouTube, I would suggest signing up for the YouTube notifications. And to do that, what you need to do is subscribe to the channel, click on the bell, and choose all notifications. Subscribe, click on the bell, choose all notifications. If you are subscribed, make sure you have the bell checked and you've chosen all notifications. Hey, thanks to our Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel, like Wall Street and Shaggy, I Got That Fire, CC, and Jack's Animals, Arizona Toaster. Thank you so much. Lucky Norm, thanks for subscribing. CC143, my Florida 22. Anatolian Alt, Shraki. Planes Were Cool. Thanks for subscribing. All of our other subscribers over on Twitch as well. Dior S, for example. And our Facebook subscribers like Chuck Mosca, Jennifer Ellers, Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, Sharon Klassen Goslin, Robert Rial II, and all of our other subscribers over there. Well, hold on a second here. And our YouTube members, and including all of our new members, thanks to Jean Paul and other people who gave gift memberships. Eamon O'Leary, thanks for being a member. Bella, Evelyn in Maine. Neeby, JD63, CAC813, 2-Bit Drifter, CJ70, Red Girl, Aussie Joe. Mama 457 Rose. Don, Waltham, Gary Baines, Sparky Pilot, Thomas Darwin, Chris N., and all of our other YouTube members. Thank you, Lindsay, and everybody else watching. Special shout out to anybody watching we had some viewers from Jamaica and anywhere, Haiti and anywhere in that area. Please stay safe. Yeah, this is concerning. So it is expected to be strengthening over the weekend, maybe even into a major hurricane, and severe impacts are expected, and we could be seeing multiple feet by early next week of rainfall in parts of Jamaica and Haiti. Joyce Malcolm says, I am watching from Jamaica. Mandeville is very calm, too calm for comfort. Please stay safe. Thanks, Joyce, for watching from there. All right, so I'll keep an eye on this. Again, we very well might be doing more coverage of this as things progress. Tari says, I think we have another viewer from Jamaica. Tari says, I know everybody's worried about Jamaica, but we're fine down here right now, I think. Is that what Tari said? I saw Tari's comment, and then it moved away. Dior says, stay safe, America. Hurricane, go away. All right, guys. I am wrapping up the stream. You've been watching our live update on Tropical Storm Melissa, which is expected to become Hurricane Melissa soon in the coming hours. Maybe, I guess, it's 1 minute it'll be Saturday here, so maybe sometime on Saturday. And then eventually it's supposed to start rapidly intensifying. Maybe later today. All right. That is it for now. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.